Hello friends and followers. Today I'm going to tell you a new story that I hope you'll like. May magic always be in your hearts. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful forest. It wasn't a forest like all the others. It was located in a distant land and a distant country, far away from the cities. The nearest town was several kilometers away. Apart from being far away, people who had visited it said it was an enchanted forest. There were many legends about that place. The elders spoke of fairies, gnomes, and a series of other fantastic beings. There was a stone path that must have been built centuries ago. Because of the stories that were told, no one dared to tread it, unless they were lost, or were someone who was unfamiliar with all those legends. Any day, a hunter who didn't know the area got lost in the enchanted forest. He was pursuing a rabbit so eagerly that he strayed from his usual path and ended up lost in the middle of the forest. He wasn't very concerned, because he had never heard the legends that were told about that place. He discovered the cobblestone path and began to walk on it. When he had been walking for a couple of hours, he really started to worry. He hadn't run into anyone and couldn't find an exit. Everything seemed really mysterious. When he was really starting to get scared, he heard a female voice calling him. "Excuse me, gallant gentleman, can you come over for a moment?" "Who's calling me?" the hunter replied. "Here to your right. Don't you see me?" An older lady was persistently calling him. When the hunter discovered the person calling him, he approached him. "Good afternoon, sir," said the old lady with a smile. "What are you doing around here? It's been over a year since anyone has been to this place. What brings you here?" "Thank goodness I found you, ma'am," said the man. "I was chasing a rabbit and got distracted. I must confess that I am completely lost." "And what are you doing here so far?" "This is where I live, sir. I've been living here almost all my life. I like living alone, away from big cities. I also got lost, and I liked this place so much that I stayed here forever. I feed on herbs and sleep in a small cabin." "You lead a very interesting life, ma'am. I would like to ask you a favor. Can you show me the way back to some civilized place? I'm starting to get tired of going around like a fool." "You surely know how to get out of here." "Yes, of course I know how to get out of the forest. But first, I would like to ask you a small favor as well." "Well, tell me what that favor is. If it's within my power, of course I'll do it." The woman's expression became sad and serious. "Well, look, years ago I forgot a handkerchief, and I want you to help me get it back." The woman started crying as she uttered these words. "It's a red silk and gold handkerchief that my grandmother gave me when I turned 15. That's why I'm so fond of it." "And where is that handkerchief, madam?" "See that big tree over there?" said the old woman, pointing ahead. "It's a magical tree. Right above its large trunk, it has a big hole that a person can fit through. If you climb the tree, you will be able to see it. You will need to go down the hole and you will find a cave. I left that beautiful handkerchief there almost 50 years ago. It will be easy for you to climb up the tree. I can't do it anymore with the arthritis I have." "That doesn't seem so hard, ma'am. I'll climb the tree, go down the trunk, and you'll have your handkerchief back quicker than a rooster crows. I would like it to be so. To reward you, I have some good news. At the back of the cave, you'll find 3 doors. You'll get a different gift in each one of them. You just have to firmly think about the door you want to open, and the door will open. You can only choose one of the doors. When you pass through it, look for the old wizard inside. She will explain what you have to do to get your prize. Did you understand everything? Said the grandmother. Yes, of course. It doesn't seem very hard. Wait for me here, and in a while you'll have your handkerchief. Thank you, gallant gentleman. It would give me the greatest joy of my life. And the hunter, without thinking twice, went to the big tree and climbed up the trunk in a jiffy. It wasn't very hard for him, as he was used to climbing trees to look for bird nests. She immediately found the hole that the lady had told her about. Descending down the thick trunk, he reached the large cave. As soon as his eyes adjusted to the darkness, the hunter realized that the old woman had not lied to him. In front of him were the 3 doors. Now he had to choose which one he wanted to open. The first was the door of wealth, and the second was that of power. Lastly, the third was the door of wisdom. The man thought for a moment, and then it was clear. He should choose the door of wealth. For being rich, he could get whatever he wanted. He started to think with all his strength that the first door would open, and in a few moments the door of wealth opened. He headed towards her. Now he only had to look for the old magician to tell him what he had to do. When he walked through the door, he entered a labyrinth of caves through which a great river flowed. It was as if he was inside a fairy tale. After a while, wandering through the dark galleries, he entered a room where he found the Wizard of Wealth. Hello, friend. It seems that what you most want in life is to be rich, just like me. It's what I've always wished for. To have plenty of money to buy everything I want and live like a real king. An old lady told me that you would tell me what I have to do to get it. Well, that's right. The old wizard began to laugh. I am going to tell him. It's very easy. In that corner, there is a chest full of gold coins. You can take as many as you want. They're yours. The hunter had an unmistakable look of greed. He said goodbye to the wizard and hurried to approach the chest and fill all his pockets and saddlebags with gold coins. He couldn't fit in a single one more. Now he had to find the exit to enjoy all the wealth he had acquired. In a while, the man, with his pockets full of coins, arrived at the cave of the 3 doors. In his hurry, he had forgotten to ask the wealth magician if he had found the lady's red handkerchief. Well, it didn't matter. Why did the old woman want an old handkerchief? Surprisingly, the bottom of the cave opened up and you could see the forest. If I can get out here, why should I go out through the tree? That way, I won't have to explain to the lady. And running as if the devil were chasing him, he went out into the forest to enjoy his wealth. The poor old woman waited for hours for the hunter to come out with his handkerchief, but she heard nothing from him again. This made her really sad. Not until a year later, the old lady saw no one there, when a young man dressed as a soldier rushed down the road. Hey, young man, can you come over for a moment? When the handsome soldier discovered the old woman, he approached her. What brings you here? Well, the truth is that I was with my regiment maneuvering in the area, and now I'm totally lost, and wants to know how to get out of the forest. Isn't it true? Yes, ma'am, that's right. Can you help me? Yes, of course I can. But I would like you to do me a small favor first. And the old woman explained to him about the handkerchief, the magic tree, and the 3 doors. Don't worry. I'll go down the tree and bring your handkerchief. And approaching the magic tree, he climbed until he found the hole. Sliding down it, she reached the big cave. She was in front of the 3 doors. Now he had to choose one of them. After thinking about it, he decided that he had to choose the one of power, because having power, he could also have money. She didn't even consider wisdom, for knowing how to read and write was more than enough. Focusing for a few seconds, he managed to open the door of power. Entering it, he discovered the labyrinth of galleries and water. After a while, he finally found the wizard he was looking for. Good afternoon, young soldier. Have you come seeking power? Asked the old wizard. That's right, answered the soldier. Can you tell me how to get it? So tell me how you're going to use that power you're going to get. What do you want it for? I haven't thought about it very well yet. But if you give me power, I'll stop being a soldier who everyone orders around, and I'll be the one ordering others what to do, as if you were a great general. It would be truly wonderful. The wizard laughed heartily. We, who love power, love to command and order others. We like it when they kneel before us and bow to us. Well, tell me what I have to do to get it. Look over that table. There is a staff of command over it. As long as you carry it with you, everyone will obey and follow your commands. But you have to be very careful, because if someone gets hold of it, you will lose all the power and it will pass to that person. I've understood everything. Thank you very much, Mr. Wizard. And taking the staff of power, he left the way he had come in. Upon returning to the main cave, they realized that in the rush, they had forgotten to ask the magician about the handkerchief. I don't think it's a handkerchief that has anything special, they thought. They will be able to live exactly the same without it. And with his new cane, he ran through the hole that opened at the back of the cave. He was eager to start giving orders left and right. Once again, the poor grandma felt sad and disappointed. With the soldier, there were 25 people who had promised to get her beautiful handkerchief back. Afterwards, none of them had returned. Could the earth have swallowed them? The next visitor passed by there 7 months later. This time, he seemed younger than usual and was dressed very humbly. Seeing him nearby, the old woman called him. "Good morning, boy. Can you come over for a moment?" The kid turned towards her and rushed over. "Good morning, ma'am. What are you doing alone in the forest? Do you need help?" "Don't worry, I'm fine. I've been living here for a bunch of years. And you? Don't tell me you're lost and can't get out of the woods." "No, madam. I know how to get out of here perfectly. It's just that I'm a shepherd and I've lost one of my sheep. Have you seen her around here? She's white with dark spots." "I haven't seen it, but can I ask you a favor?" "Of course, madam. Ask me whatever you want." And the old lady told him the same thing she had told the hunter and the soldier. "Don't worry, ma'am. I will find that handkerchief wherever it is and bring it to you. Everyone says that to me. The little old lady thought, I would appreciate it very much, sweet boy. And the little shepherd ran towards the magic tree. She climbed up like a monkey and slipped through the hole with great skill. Once he was inside the cave, and his eyes adjusted to the darkness, the boy stood before the 3 magical doors. She had to decide which one to choose, not the one of wealth, because why would he want money if what he liked was living in the countryside with his little sheep? He wasn't interested in power either, since he was satisfied as long as his flock paid attention to him. Only the one of wisdom was left, and without a doubt, that was the one he wanted to choose. He lacked knowledge, and of course, he would love to have it. Focusing for a moment on it opening, the door of wisdom opened. He was a little afraid, but he went towards her and crossed her. The river's labyrinth seemed to her the most beautiful place she had ever been. It was incredible that something like this was beneath the forest. You could feel the magic everywhere, and after a few minutes touring the place, he stood before the very wizard of wisdom. The boy was quite surprised that he didn't look much like a wizard. Or at least, he was different from the ones in the stories he'd heard as a child. He was dressed very modestly. Moreover, he looked at him as if he was very surprised. "Good morning, Mr. Wizard," said the boy. "Good morning, young man. It's been many years since anyone visited this door. It seems that wisdom is not very fashionable. Do you want to be a wise person?" the old man asked. "Yes, sir. That's what I'm looking for, and it seems you can help me get it." "Of course, friend. But first you have to tell me why you want to be wise." The boy blushed instantly, and with his shy face, he answered the old man. "Look at you, Sir Wizard. From a very young age, I had to start working as a shepherd to help my family. I barely could go to school. I could hardly study and barely read and write. I am very happy taking care of my little sheep, but there are so many things I want to know, and I don't." The old man was so moved by the child's sincerity that he couldn't help but express his tenderness with a big smile. "Look on top of that table. In it, there is a small and old book. Always carry it with you. And when you want to know something, just ask it. It contains all human wisdom since the beginning of time." The boy, very happy and cheerful, replied, "Thank you very much, sir. Although that was not the main reason for my visit. A little old lady from the forest has asked me to help her find an old handkerchief embroidered by her grandmother. I promised him that I would help him find it. Have you seen it by any chance?" "Of course I've seen it. A young and beautiful girl left it forgotten here many years ago. MORALS was the last person who chose the door of wisdom. Since then, the rest of the cave visitors have opted for the doors of wealth or power. She must not have been able to come for it, because the Magic Tree Cave can only be visited once in a lifetime. There you have it, on that other table." The child saw that it was a really beautiful handkerchief. He perfectly understood why the old lady would want to get it back. "Take it, and while you're at it, give him my regards. Thank you very much, Mr. Wizard. You can't imagine how happy she's going to be when I give it to her. He's going to be delighted." And with the beautiful handkerchief in hand, he left the room. When he arrived at the main cave, the door to the forest opened again, but the boy preferred to leave through the magic tree. That's where the little old lady was. When he came before her with a face of enthusiasm, he told the lady that he had managed to bring her what he promised and handed her the old handkerchief. The elderly lady, when she had the handkerchief in her hands, started to cry with emotion because she had recovered what she wanted so much. He also understood that there were still good people in the world. I also have some good news for you, boy. Look over there. Staring at them was the little lamb the boy was looking for. To satisfy your curiosity, I'll tell you that the hunter quickly wasted all his fortune and ended up bankrupt and unhappy. The soldier left the power cane forgotten at his neighbor's house, who kept him as a servant for the rest of his days. From then on, the little shepherd visited the dear old lady every afternoon, and they had long chats about thousands of interesting things. And so it was until the little old lady closed her eyes for the last time. With a big smile on her face, the shepherd boy missed her and cried emotionally every time he remembered her. I hope this beautiful story makes you see the things that are really important in life. And that's the end of the story. If you like this beautiful story, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave in the comments everything you want. I will answer everyone. This will help me to keep making stories for you. See you soon, friends.